Good morning and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Now, for all of you foodies out there or the people that like to eat like a local, I have the perfect resource for you, and it's free. We're talking about Dishing Park City, and I'm sitting down with Megan DeBruin to talk all about the different restaurants, recipes, and eating establishments that you have to try living here in Park City. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is such a cool resource. I mean, it's just everything that you could possibly want to know about the food scene in Park City.
It really is, and that's our goal. Our goal is not just to be a dining guide about Park City, but really to be a resource about everything that goes on in Park City with food and even part of the culture of Park City.
I mean, not only, I love that you said it's not just a dining guide, because realistically, and we don't want to slam dining guides, but we've seen them, right? And it's just sort of a printout of everybody's menu. This you really sorted out in terms of, you know, cooking with a High West whiskey or baking at altitude with Deer Valley Bakers. It's actually really tangible, practical tips where you can filter out your favorite foods and then also bring some of those recipes into your own kitchen.
Exactly. We've really created an editorial piece as opposed to just a guide for people. So it's a really fun magazine to read, and then it's a fun magazine to take home because we do have recipes in here. One of my favorite sections is the Ask For It section, and we get readers that actually do email us or they'll get us on Facebook, and they've been to Park City and they want to know, how do I make that salad dressing that I had, or how do I make that really wonderful sauce that I had at one of the restaurants. So every issue has the Ask For It section, and we can actually go and get recipes from people. It's amazing. When I first started working with Dishing, I'm like, restaurants will give you recipes, and they're happy to do it. So this is
It's probably just a huge compliment.
It is a huge compliment, and it's people from all over the United States will come in and ask for these recipes. So it's really fun, and it's a great resource for Dishing. My editor went to a wedding down south in southern Utah, and one of the bridesmaids made the lemon lavender cake from our last issue, and Allison was just blown away. She said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." And she says, "Well, I found it in Dishing."
There you go. Mission accomplished.
Mission
then,
accomplished,
right?
exactly.
And then also some tangible tips too, like you have a great section here. One of our friends will show, I don't know if we can see him, but Mr. Steve Hardy, the executive pastry chef from Deer Valley. And I know when I first moved out here, I couldn't figure out why everything turned out like a pancake when you're doing altitude baking. So here's some tips too that you can take home as well. You even had, your dad was doing a cookie comparison.
Yes, my dad is a chocolate chip cookie connoisseur. He's great. And he got the first Dishing. This just came out on Friday, so we're really excited to have the new. Yep, it's a new one, hot off the press. And he quickly compared his cookie recipe to Steve's cookie recipe, and it was very, very close. So no complaints on that.
That's a compliment.
Yep. And what's really great is we have really great distribution, and one of our wonderful places that we are in room is all the Deer Valley luxury homes.
Okay.
So when this is in the home, if you want to bake some cookies with your family while you're here on vacation, this guide is already there for you on how to bake. So it's just really close, pick it up and go. So,
and you also highlight the people behind the culinary experiences here in Park City. Like you did a profile on the owner of Yukiyama on Main Street.
Right, Mr. Matt. He's fantastic. He is quite the athlete. So he was in our Athletes Eats section. We do have one of those in every issue.
We'll throw this one up there too. Can we do this one?
Such a cute. It's such a
good
cute
picture
illustration too. And yeah, it's not just about the food in Park City. It's not just about the recipes in Park City. It's about the people behind the scenes and who makes the food. We also have we usually have a kitchen views, which is with Tupelo in this issue, which is great. So it gets an idea of the owners, the chefs, and who is involved in behind the scenes with all the restaurants.
Another fantastic husband and wife team.
Yes, right, from the South.
From the South, I know.
Wish you could have kept those boiled peanuts on the menu.
I know.
One of my favorites.
The Tupelo honey and the songs that they sing. But I think that's what makes Park City such an amazing place, not only to eat, but it still has that small town feel of the fact that we know who the executive chefs are or who owns the restaurants, and you can really feel like you're part of the community. And Dishing really puts that all together in one place.
Exactly, and we do have a dining guide in the magazine. But what we do with ours is we boil it down to a little paragraph on why we think, as locals, because we write it, why we think you should go to the restaurant. So it's a local's view of what the restaurant's like, what it feels feels like, what kind of food they have. We always have a photo of what the restaurant looks like, so you know if it's formal or if it's informal, if it's
Can I
kid-friendly.
bring my kid?
Right, exactly. What are they going to break? And then really beautiful pictures. We really work hard on doing really great photography, so you can see what everything's like. And then just a menu sampling. There's no prices on it, but it gives you an idea. It's like, oh wow, I'm really in the mood for ossobuco. You know, that they're going
Like
to
some
have
of
that.
people's sort of signature dishes or favorites, so
Yep.
you don't get overwhelmed with pages of all your options. It's like,
Yep.
just tell me what they're known for, give me their best.
Exactly, and we try to get the restaurants to make sure that they put dishes in that are relevant to the season of our magazine. So you don't go to the restaurant thinking you're going to get something that you saw and it's not there.
You're like, I don't want necessarily ossobuco in August.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I picked the wrong one.
No, but that's perfect, because I know
Yeah.
so many people that, you know, I remember when Grappa changed hands and people went nuts because they'd been
Yeah.
used to that menu for 20 years, you know, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it was like, no, branch out, it's good. But so
Exactly.
many of our destination travelers come here expecting that exact signature item
Yep.
on the menu. So I
Yep.
think this is so nice for locals to say, look, things do change. If you went to a restaurant 15 years ago, you may have some other options.
Exactly. The other thing we do with dishing is the magazine's beautiful and we love it, and it's all over town now because we spent the whole last weekend distributing it. But we also have a huge online presence, and we have a blog that is out it's either every day or every other day, just kind of depending on what we've got story-wise. We do a deck, right now on Fridays, we do a deck dining blog, so we're traveling around to all the restaurants and highlighting what decks are open, what ones are dog friendly, because there are the dog friendly decks.
Yes. I was very happy when the Grocery Cafe at Deer Valley became
it's the
dog friendly.
best,
It made
right?
it so much easier.
Yes. And then we also, on Mondays, we go around and get recipes. So we're constantly adding to the content of this by having a blog. We do Instagram, we're on Facebook. So it's a great resource to continue to look at dishing online to keep getting more of what you see in the magazine.
Which I have to tell you, I had not been to their website before the interview, and I went on last night, and it is amazing. You also have all of the events. It's like a culinary calendar. You have the barn party at NAC
Yes.
coming up this weekend. You had last night's Old Town Cellars Bike,
the Bike and Learn. Yes,
which I
that was
thought was
great.
so cool to go have a glass of wine and be able to ask all those questions that you
Yeah.
feel like you should already know,
Yep.
you know, living in Park City, but they make it so much more accessible. And there's so many small community events that you may not be aware of.
Right, and that's what we try to do. We try to cultivate all those events from the calendars, and of course they're all going to be dining, you know,
Somehow.
we're
There's
going to
gonna
tie
be
in the
booze or food
Booze or
involved.
food, exactly. But we do pull from the calendars, and we just go out there. I mean, I eat a lot. That's why I
Good
have a
for
gym
you.
membership.
That's why she's at the gym all the time.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm taking pictures and posting, and you know, we're on Instagram, and any new menu item, like we like to highlight that for our readers.
Well, this is an amazing resource for people that are watching and want to get their hands on one. Give us a few of the top locations that you know they'll be in stock.
Okay, great. So yeah, we have them at all the grocery stores. The only one we don't is the one here. They don't have space for a rack, but we're in Smith's. We're in Fresh Market. We're in the Market. You can find them in restaurants all over. We've got right in front of the post office on Main Street. We have a box there, so you can grab it on Main Street. We're at Atticus, which is a fantastic place to grab a coffee in the morning.
Yay, support Atticus.
Yep, we're at Squatters. Gosh, and at the Junction, we're at Local Lizard and Szechuan. In Racks, we're at both Silver Mountain Sports have magazines in
Because
stock.
once you're done eating and drinking
You have
all of
to
this
go.
food, you'll be at Silver Mountain working it off.
Exactly. So you'll find them all over the place.
Megan, thank you so much for being here, and
Yeah.
congratulations on a fantastic edition.
Thank you. I
This is
appreciate it.
exciting. All right, for all of you who want to get out there and enjoy all of the culinary treats, insider tips, and live like a local here in Park City, make sure that you pick up the latest edition of Dishing pretty much anywhere in town. But the next time you go to the grocery store and you feel overwhelmed and don't want to cook, they've got you covered. We're going to take a quick break here on the Mountain Morning Show and jump into our second live hour, all happening right here on Park City Television.